There was once a painter named Lucien who lived in a small stone house at the edge of a bustling city. His window opened to the east, where the morning sun spilled over tiled rooftops and filled his studio with a golden glow. The walls of his home were bare save for canvases, unfinished, incomplete, or waiting for something he did not have. Lucien was known in the city, though not for his greatness. People whispered of his strange predicament. He had no colors. Once, long ago, he had owned paints of every shade, cobalt and vermilion, ochre and emerald. But after a fire swept through the marketplace where he stored his supplies, all his pigments were gone. Since then, he could no longer afford to replace them. And so the painter sat daily before blank canvases with only a brush in hand, dipped in water. He traced invisible strokes across white surfaces, as though painting ghosts. The neighbors shook their heads. What madness is this? A painter without colors is no painter at all. But Lucien continued. When people asked him why, he would say softly, "I must paint. Even if no one sees the picture, I must." In the beginning, his work seemed futile. Each canvas dried into emptiness, leaving no mark. But Lucien began to notice something strange. The more he painted without colors, the more his eyes sharpened. He noticed the world's hues with an intensity others missed, the violet bruise of dawn, the copper sheen of rust, the delicate green veins in a leaf. He began to memorize them, storing each shade inside his mind as though the world itself had become his palette. One evening, a little girl from the street peeked into his studio. She watched him move his brush across the canvas, creating nothing visible. "What are you painting?" she asked. "A sunrise," Lucien replied. "But there's nothing there," she said, frowning. "Close your eyes," he whispered. The girl obeyed. "Now listen," he said. "Hear the birds as they stir? Feel the warmth of the light on your face? Imagine the sky painted in rose and gold. Can you see it?" The girl's lips parted slowly. "Yes, I can." Lucien smiled. "Then the painting is there, not on the canvas, but in you." Word spread of the painter who could make people see pictures without paint. Curious neighbors came, then travelers, then nobles. They entered his studio to find blank canvases and left describing vivid images that moved their hearts. One said they saw a storm breaking at sea. Another described a meadow alive with spring. Each person saw differently, for Lucien's brush stirred not pigment, but imagination. Still, critics scoffed. "This is not art. Art must be seen." Lucien simply nodded. "Then perhaps I am not a painter. Perhaps I am something else." Years passed. His studio, once lonely, became a sanctuary. The poor came to forget their hunger in his invisible landscapes. Lovers came to see visions of their dreams entwined. Soldiers came to remember peace. Lucien painted tirelessly, though his canvases remained blank. Then, one bitter winter, a great festival was declared in the city. Artists from every land arrived, bringing their masterpieces, canvases dripping with jewels of color, sculptures carved from marble, tapestries threaded with gold. The king himself came to judge the works, seated upon a throne of carved oak. Lucien was invited, though many laughed at the idea. What will he bring? Empty cloth? But he went anyway. On the day of the festival, Lucien stood among the others with nothing but a single canvas. Pure white, blank. The crowd erupted in laughter. "Is this your masterpiece? A void? A joke?" Lucien did not argue. He placed the canvas on the easel and dipped his brush in clear water. Then he began to paint. The brush whispered across the surface, invisible strokes upon invisible strokes. The hall grew quiet. People leaned forward, confused, then transfixed. Though the canvas remained blank, the air itself began to shift. The watchers felt it, like a tide moving through the room. Some gasped, some closed their eyes, and then one by one they began to describe what they saw. "I see a forest at dawn." "No, it's the ocean, endless and blue." "I see my mother's face. She is smiling." The hall trembled with voices, each describing a vision, each painting alive within them. Tears ran down cheeks, hearts swelled with longing and joy. The king himself, stern and silent, rose to his feet with wet eyes. When Lucien stopped, lowering his brush, silence fell heavy as snowfall. The king spoke softly, "You have given us something greater than color. You have given us ourselves. Your blank canvas holds more life than any masterpiece here, for you remind us that beauty is not only in the world we see, but in the world we carry within." That night, Lucien was declared the greatest artist of the realm, but he only shook his head gently. "I am no greater than anyone here. I merely lost my colors, and in that loss, I found what cannot be lost." When he returned to his studio, he hung the blank canvas upon his wall, not as proof of victory, but as a reminder. He knew more deeply than ever that greatness does not come from abundance, but from what one creates with what one has. And so he continued to paint without colors, without pigment, without regret. And those who entered his studio did not see emptiness. They saw possibility, hope, and the reminder that even in the absence of tools, the heart itself remains the greatest palette.